welcome to Sons of the Forest. I decided to make a video specifically for all the people who's just starting out. There's a lot of questions on various forums on pretty basic stuff that is still very frustrating, such as, how do I build, what should I build, all these things, and where should I start. So I figured I'd make a little video that just to give you a few ideas. There are no spoilers in this video, or actually I might have one at the very end, but I'll tell you before we get there. It's just a few basic things to get you started. So no spoilers. I mean, the whole fun of the game is actually figuring out what to do. But it can be very, very frustrating when you spend a long time just figuring out how to make a damn fire, or how to get Kelvin to do something, or whatever. So this is it. I'm just going to give you a few introductory sort of survival tips. I hope this will be useful. Right, so we're here. We're at the forest spawn point. There are other spawn points. You'll find them eventually. But this is where we landed today. So the first action of the day is just loot as many of these boxes as you possibly can. It gives you a little bit of start gear that you will find very useful. So loot and pick up sticks and rocks and whatever you find on the ground as well. Sticks and rocks are really good. You need them right away. Don't be shy, just keep on looting. It's part of the fun of the game. And here's your friend Kelvin, who survived the crash with you. It's good to help him because I think he's your friend. He's also an idiot and brain damage, but he's very, very useful. So do try to keep him alive, and also it's sort of one of the endings that you need to keep all your companions alive. Hope that doesn't count as a spoiler. Never mind. So you help Kelvin. He will be very useful, and I'll explain how he's useful later. When you get this up, you just press D. You can use W and S to flip through different instructions to him later. But for now, just press D and he will follow you. Simple. Now that you've found yourself a stick or two, you should try to make a save. If for no other reason, because if you get killed, you don't have to go through the whole tedious intro again. You place the shiny tarp on the ground, you get the arrow upwards, you click once, you get a stick. And you can save and sleep in this. This will now be your save point, and if you get killed and reboot the game, you will show up here again. Now you can break this down by pressing C. It usually it's a little bit difficult to find it. There we go. You have to like dance around and down and press the C button. But yeah, it's tricky sometimes. It's really annoying. You can also knock it down. But still, you should keep a tarp and a stick with you at all times, because then you can save anywhere, even in the caves in most places. You just need some reasonably flat ground. Right, I think that's enough for what we're doing on the crash site. You should try to loot as much as you can. Your health is low, so grab some of the meds and try to carry on with the game, really. Okay, so I've found a nice spot for a base. Now there is some debate whether you should just go and get as much gear as possible and find things and then build a base, or build a base right away. I don't know, honestly. I prefer starting on a base and get Kelvin to do stuff and then go looking for key items, etc. It's up to you. The first 5 days the cannibals are a little bit less aggressive, so maybe that's a good time to build a base. there is pros and cons with both strategies. So I think you've seen all this before, but building stuff, you place something, you hover over the cogwheel, and you get recipes. So I'm gonna make a crafted spear. It's a good entry-level weapon. It's also useful for killing small animals and birds and fishing, in fact. So you needed 2 sticks, knife, and duct tape, and you got yourself a spear. It's not terribly useful against enemies, but it's useful for hunting and fishing, and actually disabling enemies just a little bit so you can hit them hard or run away. I like running away. Right, so cooking the food will give you more energy than raw food. So grab yourself a stick, and you get this little fire sign with like 2 sticks on the ground. And you need to place 2 sticks, and then you light it. Fairly simple. Now you will press E. Wait. You can actually place a couple of rocks around it, and the fire will burn longer. You need to feed it with sticks. Oh, Kelvin. What are you going to do, Kelvin? Kelvin, you're going to get me logs. Now, this is where Kelvin is useful. Get logs and drop here. We want some logs. Go and get logs. Now, he will work as long as it's not interrupted by something that scares him, or if he's too hungry or tired to work. Anyway, back to cooking. So we'll stick a piece of meat in there. Or the fish. The fish. No, I think I ate the fish. Did I? Yeah, sorry. No, you need to press the E button. There you go. You look at the fire and you get that E icon, and then you toss whatever you want to onto the fire. And then you wait. This will eventually be too burnt, so you need to watch it. It takes about 45 seconds to get it nice and crispy. Before then it's raw, then it's, burnt. So, once you find the cooking pot, I'm not going to tell you where you find them in the camps, not the cannibal camps, other camps, but I'm not going to show you where you find them. You go down to the water and you fill it. Okay, now it's drank. Did I put water in that? I did, didn't I? Let me show you again just to be sure. I can right click to dump it out, I think. Yeah, there we go. So you go and find water, and you get this icon with a pot, and you press E, and it fills it with water. This is what you need for cooking, right? It has to be fresh water, rivers or ponds, not the sea. Then you look at the fire, you get the E icon with the fire, and you press E eventually. Let's see. No? Well, go on, press it. There we go. And you have the pot in the inventory, and you left click it, and then you hover over the cogwheel and you get different kinds of recipes and what you need to put in them to make them work. These recipes will also give you extra strength or health, or a health buff, basically. Or you just press the cogwheel and it will boil the water so you can drink it. Dirty water will make you sick. Ah, look at Kelvin. He's been busy. Good work, Kelvin. Lovely. So, let's see. What are we going to do next? Well, I'm going to show you basic things about building, I think. So, get your axe out. Now, once you have the full logs, you can chop the logs up. You just look at them and get this red marker. And you can chop them into quarters or half logs. They're both useful, and you can also chop them along the length of the log like that. And the half logs you can actually chop into quarters as well. You pick one of those up, you go to the fire, and well, you need a good fire going there with 2 sticks on them, and then you get that little V shape, upside down V shape, and you can place the log on there like so. It actually shows you splitting it if you have the building animation activated, which I don't. Good work. So I'm gonna get him to stop that work and just follow me, and I'll show you something else that he can do, which is really, really useful. Especially when you're building your base, you can kind of keep him occupied. You get your build book out, you press the B button, and well, there's some tips on how you do these things that I've already shown you. Not very useful. And then you press X and you get blueprints. And let's start with stick storage. You see it turns red. You can't build. If it's white, you can build it. If you hold the shift key down while placing it, you can place several in a row. So we need a bunch of stick holders. Sticks are good to have. And we can make maybe a couple of log holders. That's always useful. We want to have logs and sticks when we build our base. Here's a bunch of them. Maybe a drying rack too. Drying racks are good. Good for storing food. Kelvin and Virginia kind of likes having a few Lego cannibal hanging on them. That's what they usually feed on. And then you go to Kelvin, you go to build, and let's see where it was build. Oh, there it is. Sorry, and finish structure. And Kelvin will go and finish all the structures, all the blueprints that are not unfinished. He can't do anything that has duct tape or rope or other sort of special building materials in them. But sticks and logs and rocks he can finish. So we'll make a quick save. Always good to have a save. And we'll leave him to it and continue with building the base. Just a few basics for you. Right, I'm going to show you one more thing with Kelvin. Once you have your save point established and started building your base, and you don't want Kelvin following you all over the island, you go and tell him to maintain base. It's a brilliant command because he will stay at your base, wherever the closest place where you're building stuff, whether blueprints, and where you have a save point, like a bed or a tent. He will then finish all the blueprints he can. He will fill the holders. He will also reset traps and repair any damage done to the base. And this is really good because you can set him to doing stuff, and then you can go off wherever and explore, and he won't follow you. He'll stick to the base. Otherwise, after a while, he stops doing what he's doing and he starts following you. Maintain base, he will stay. Another good thing to remember with Kelvin is that he won't finish blueprints that he can't access. So here we are at below the waterfalls. This is shallow water, but Kelvin doesn't go out here. He sometimes will go out on a bridge, but he won't finish structures here, even though you can walk and you can finish blueprints and things. He won't. He won't finish blueprints in water. Good to know. And he won't finish other blueprints that he cannot access. Funny thing is, he will do other stuff, like from far away, but not finish blueprints. Just one of those things. Good to know. I think it's getting dark and we should probably sleep. All right. Building basics. If you look, you can place a log like this on the ground. If you right click, you can switch between lying log and standing log. This is really the basics, and you can continue building on the lying log or into whatever is the start of your base. And then you can switch and you place a standing log. There's Kelvin with more, and you can actually chop it off while it's standing. And I'm going to start building a defensive wall on this little island, so I've switched to standing log, and I'll start there and just start building. Now, you'll see, sometimes you have to crouch, you'll see the white, and it places, what's that? Oh, never mind. And you place the log almost anywhere, and you see when you get the little straight line, oh, you don't see it now, When it kind of locks on and there is a straight line like that, that means that the logs are in a straight line. And you kind of need a straight line if you're going to make a gate in this later. These like this. So you get the red marker, you have the axe in your hand, and I turned off the building animation so you don't actually see me chopping. Kelvin will actually do this. Eventually. He'll get around to it. Okay, now, as I remember I told you could build them in a straight line. You need 6 of these to make a gate, and they need to be in a straight line. If they're not in a straight line, you won't get this place gate thing. It will always open outwards from the side that you place the log on. It's quite handy, you know, lets Kelvin in and out of the base, or, you know, keep him outside. And you can change this if you don't like it. You look at it, press C, and maybe we'll have it here instead. Ah, that works. No, well. Nah, that was in the middle of the water. That sucks. What about here? No, let's make it in the middle. That works. There we go. So we have a palisade. Oh, look, Kelvin is doing work. Set on maintain base. He will do all this kind of stuff. We want to be able to build a house, right? So you'll notice you can switch, right click, switch between standing and lying down. You press, well, you can see, press QR, you can change it. There is a limit, you can't put it too close to the wall so it turns red or you won't get a signature at all, but we'll place it fairly close like that. I'll tell you why later. Then we'll just build 1 square. And we'll continue. So, your first house probably shouldn't... here's the thing. Resources are scarce, you don't really have that much time to start building stuff, so I would recommend not to build your house too big. With one exception. Ah, no, never mind. Don't build a house too big. I mean, it's just a waste of space. You can actually get by quite well on 2x2. If you're going to make stairs, well, then you need to... Well, you can make stairs on the outside. But personally, I like having about 3 sections to build a stair. I'll show you in a moment. Now you get this. You can crouch down, you see that, get that arrow. Plop, it goes out. If you have building animation on, you'll probably fall into the water at this point because he'll move forward. It is possible to do this. It's a little bit tricky. You can kind of walk down, crouch, get the line, plump, and you fall into the water. Wonderful. Good way to lose logs, but it works. But before you do this, before you place the walls, you need to decide where do I want the stairs if you're building a second floor. I'm going to opt to have them right here. So what you do is that you place 1 like this. You can do it like this, but then you can't fill the wall. So instead I do finish this wall. Well, might as well finish this one as well. Finish this wall. You can do this in rock. Then you get this little sign here, and right click, you can switch between stairs and ramp. Once you place the first couple of steps, you can do that. cannot be careful when you dismantle things. You lightly press C, see that the thing moves, and then you can do that. Now, with the stairs, you obviously cannot place one here, because then you can't use the stairs. Right, now, common problem they encounter is that suddenly you can't fill this. You know why? Because you placed something too close to the wall, so that interferes with building the wall. Most of the things you can simply press C until you get that, and you can move it somewhere else. Don't know where to move this. If you right click, it will just break up and fall into the pieces. Most things you can. More complicated traps, no. The big bed, no. Right, now of course you want to get in and out. So, get your axe out, hold your axe, get close to the wall, and you get these red, plop. And just sometimes you have to like jiggle around a bit for it to show up, like here. So we got a door. And you can make you can obviously make windows like this. You can have any size of window that you feel like. A little shooting gallery right here. Perfect. Now the thing is, when winter comes, you want to be able to keep warm. You will not be able to keep warm outside. I just screwed up. I should have placed the stairs in the middle, not here, because that's why you need 3. One platform to start with, 1 stairs up, and then you kind of want to have something to come out on. This still works though. You can still sort of jump up on this. In order to make your house stay warm, you need floor, walls, and a roof. Well, why am I closing off the stairs? Well, I'm going to tell you. If you leave it if you leave the floor uncovered above the stairs, that's going to be a cold zone. It's going to be cold. So what you do is you cover it, and then you open up just enough of this, damn it, to be able to walk up and down. Why can't I walk up? Oh, more stairs. And you can walk up. The thing is, as long as it's covered, it's considered a warming. When it's open, it will be cold. But you can make as large windows and doors in all the damn walls if you want to. So you can make windows and in all walls, doors in all walls, and you'll still be warm as long as you start off with these. Come here then. Right. You can of course build a fire like I showed before. Right click and you can place sticks. And oh, no problem. There's the red, you can. There. Now, you can sharpen these. You get close and you get this sign. And you get your rocks. Didn't have any rocks. Get the rocks. Sometimes you have to crouch down, but you get this sign and you can place rocks like this. And yes, I'm using log hack, which means that I asked all building materials like this just end up being the same. Right, I'm going to show you one way of defending, right? Defending your wall. They will eventually break this down. It can take a lot of damage, but they will break it down. So you try to Get this as close to the wall. Crouching down helps. Right, never mind. Get your axe out. Do this on the inside of the wall, obviously. Strengthen them in the rocks. At least 2. Well, 3 is the maximum. 2 is still kind of powerful. And then you get spikes out on the other side of your defensive wall. This hurts, which is good because it hurts the cannibals. It kind of eventually kills them when they're trying to tear down your wall. Other kinds of defenses, which are not bad to be honest, is your electric fence. Place a stick like this, place it on the line. You see this line shows up, it's kind of nice. Right, and then you look at it, you get the horizontal line. And I can hear the charming puffies in the background, love them. Then you get your wire out. You cover that. You hear the sound? That means it's not hooked up. Now, in order to get this to work, you need to find a solar panel. There is a bunch of them around. Oh, that was awful. I'll place it somewhere where... can we? Yeah. Place it here, where you can see it. These can be placed almost anywhere. And it doesn't matter if they're in the shade or anything like that. I don't think they work in caves though. But you can place them anywhere and then build over them and they still work. If you want it to work at night as well, you need to place a battery. This is the golf cart battery. Then you get your wire out and you find the connection point there and you connect it like that to the fence. And you hear a sound go like wee, and that means it's active. Electric fence is very effective, but it doesn't have infinite amount of power. So if there's a big attack, it will not shock all of them. One, see nothing. And again. Oh yeah, well, and it does take damage. They will eventually knock the wires out and then knock the fence down. Of course, by then you'll have a chance to shoot whoever's attacking you. But, you know, they will break, so if you've had attack, go out, damn it. Right, so you take this, right click to combine. Check, repair tool, I need a rock and a rope, so... one rock, one rope. And you get the whole animation. This little repair tool is useful because if you've kind of accidentally destroyed your... don't know why that is there. This will help remove things. No, sorry. Well, right, so if your place is damaged, let's bring the axe out. Right, the repair tool is very useful. So I will whack this around a bit. See, now it's offline. It's, yeah, either you remove it or you get your repair tool out and you bonk it like that. Now mine turns red because I have a mod that kind of shows when they're not repaired. Yeah, I use a lot of mods. I'm gonna break this a little bit too, see if Kelvin fixes it. Okay, now it's out of line. That's gonna break next time someone hits it. So repair tool is useful, and you can also repair spikes and fences with it if they're out of line. The fence takes 6 to 8 hits by an enemy. The spikes 8 to 10. They're quite powerful, and they will hurt the enemy every time they hit them. And there's loads of other stuff you can do. There are plenty of videos with inspirational ideas, and if you want to go into more advanced building, then I would suggest that you go on YouTube and you watch Kills for Thrills or Davo, The Survivalist. I'll post these in the description. Of really, to save resources, you should put your basic defense up like this wall. Then see where the enemies attack most frequently, and then you can strengthen that part with your walls or your spikes or your electric fence. Why is it good to do that? Because you don't waste resources. Kelvin, move. You shouldn't waste resources on putting a trap somewhere where it will never be used. This section, last page, you have beds. This is a big one, this is a small one. The small one is fairly simple. It's like 20-30 sticks or something and some duct tape. Place that somewhere and you can use that as a save point instead of your little your tent thingy. So we can remove this now, don't need it. Good thing though is that when these are placed, it's the same thing every time. Come on, there we go. Every time. Yeah. I would strongly advise not to muck about with the cannibals or the muddies if you can avoid it. They are mostly curious the first 5 days. Then they will start attacking you, and then you can kill them. So I think we've gone through the very basics. Saving, looting, working the inventory, using the building book, basic building, and cooking. Wonderful. And Kelvin. Kelvin, yeah, I told you about him earlier. So, thing is, while Kelvin is working and you are around, he will get distracted by muddies and stop building, and they have to go away before he starts working. If you put him to maintain base, leave a bunch of blueprints for him to finish, then he will not only finish the blueprints, he will also fill them with things. Oh, maybe some rock storage. Rocks are good. Oh, that was Virginia. Right, and with Kelvin, of course, it's very important to remember that he will work less when he's cold and tired. So I think, I have not proven this, but I think having a fire around, having somewhere for him to go inside and sleep makes him very happy, and he will work better. And having a few cannibal legs hanging on the dryer will also be very helpful for him. Kelvin and Virginia will also eat from the pot you're cooking, but without actually anything disappearing. But sometimes they go and eat. And he likes sitting down. And then, of course, you have this wonderful thing. Yeah, if you want to be nice to Kelvin, where's furniture there? Give him a bench or a chair. He likes chairs. Doesn't even have to be a comfy chair. Or a bench. He really enjoys benches. You can finish that at your own discretion, Kelvin. I'm gonna go and sleep. What time? Oh, this is so annoying. Yeah, you see what just happened there? Mm-hmm. They knocked the wire off the damn thing. It doesn't take many hits, I'm afraid. I think they've made this worse, actually. So if you're attacked, be quick. to put wires on, and she's stealing my log. Damn it. Oh, for God's sakes. This is the trouble. They're annoying. Come on. Come on. Hi, buddy. You're not gonna hit me. I'm on day 1, so he's not gonna be hit. And apparently they don't. But he's trying to destroy my thingy. Don't. I built that. You're being very annoying. Yeah, I'm on day 1. Come on, man. Come on. Well, apparently they can get around my base there. That's a bit annoying. Don't hit Kelvin. You're being very... Nah, you're in pain. Sucks to be you. Ah, look, here comes Virginia. In a rush. Now, maybe this is a bit of a spoiler actually, but the 3-legged girl, just ignore her. Really, she'll be helpful later in the game. But just ignore her. If you get too close, she gets scared and runs away. Like now. Just, just leave her alone. She likes music. Yes, I know. Muddy. She also points at the muddies. She's scared. So my tip is just don't bother. Don't bother. Ignore her. Doesn't matter if if you have a weapon out or not. Just leave her alone until the point where she... What did she just do? Until the point where she actually comes and gives you something, and then you're friends. Well, yeah, maybe I'll rush at you. Oh, crap. Son of a bitch. Hate muddies. Okay, that's it. That's it. Right, I'm getting my bow out. Thing is, muddies are so damn difficult to shoot. And don't go away with my arrows, you bastard. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of spoilers here. If you don't want the spoilers, if you want to figure out the rest yourself, by all means, do turn the video off now. Right? Turn the video off now. Kelvin? Should they turn the video off? You don't want spoilers, do you? By all means, do ignore me. Anyway, first spoiler, Virginia, again, I told you earlier, ignore her. Once you've kind of made friends with Virginia, she will usually come and give you an item. Before then, just ignore her. When she's close enough, you get this rucksack icon. You can open that. And if you've found any of her clothes, in this case the camouflage suit, which incidentally is the only one you can get to without getting the other key items first, you can give that to her. And every time you give her clothes, she gets happier and her liking for you increases. If you hit her by mistake, her sentiment, her amount, how much she likes you, goes down. Good to know. Don't hit Virginia. And also, wait, you can give Virginia clothes. And once you befriended her, give her a GPS locator, you can see her on the map, and you can give her the gun and the shotgun. Personally, I really like giving her the shotgun, because that way I don't waste ammo. You really only need the shotgun for the bosses and some really difficult mutants. But there are ways around it. I can kill most things here without the shotgun. Not the big bosses though. So, Virginia, go off and kill... Go on, shoot him. B, you're supposed to shoot him. You're good at this. I know, she's good at shooting things. Never mind. The second little... this is a true spoiler, right? But I know how frustrating it can be when, you've been around exploring, you still can't figure out where to start, how to move on. So I will give this one tip. If you really need to sort of find a place to start moving forward in the storyline to finish the game, you start on the cave on the northern beach. You can activate a red computer and it will lead you to the next place that you should go. It will show up on the map. And other than that, you need to find 3 key items to be able to move on. You need to find the rebreather, you need to find the rope gun, and you need to find the shovel. Without those items, you cannot move on. And you need the rebreather and the rope gun to be able to get to the shovel. So those are in caves. I'm not going to tell you where. You're going to have to figure it out. But that's what I'll leave you with, Virginia and her new suit. And Kelvin doing stuff. So, brilliant. I really do hope you enjoy the game. It's a wonderful game. It has great graphics. It's quite interesting and scary. And I'm hoping Virginia will shoot something soon, because that is very useful. Anyway, have fun.